Welcome back to another video. It's your boy TNL, and today I am talking to you about something I think is very important. People and the internet have lied to you about weed, and I'm really here to tell you what they lied about. For a long time, the message about weed was pretty simple. It was dangerous. It would ruin your life. It would make you lazy, unmotivated, unfocused. At least that's what a lot of people were told growing up, maybe by their parents. But then something happened. Something strange happened. The narrative flipped. Now weed was presented as almost the complete opposite way: relaxing, natural, very harmless, even healthy in some regards. And if you question it, people act like you're genuinely overreacting. So, which one is true? Was it always dangerous? Or is it actually harmless? I feel like the answer is a lot more complicated than either side is willing to admit. The first lie was weed ruins your life. For decades upon decades, weed is being and was portrayed in extreme ways. Movies, public campaigns, school programs, DARE, often treated it like it was a gateway to complete destruction, a gateway to cocaine, to meth, all these things. The messaging was very exaggerated. Many people who tried it, realized that it didn't really match the same fear. And when people realize that they've been misled, they instantly stop trusting the message entirely. And that's when the pendulum swings from one side to the other. The second lie that they told us was weed has no downsides. Now, the messaging in many places has shifted the other way. Weed is marketed casually, in your local dispensaries if your state is blue. It's normalized in culture. People joke about being high all the time, right? But pretending something has no downside is just another kind of distortion that they want to send you. Heavy, constant use can affect your focus, your memory, your motivation, your sleeping patterns. You can get this kind of hangover when you wake up. Emotional regulation, and, not for everyone maybe, but enough for people that pretending it never happens is very misleading. There's also this sort of escapism issue that there is. The deeper issue isn't the substance itself, but it's more so how people use it. Some people treat it, occasionally, maybe like alcohol, they just drink occasionally, but others use it to avoid things in their lives, stress, boredom, responsibility, and even loneliness. And anything used to constantly escape reality can become a problem, as we all know. Not because it's evil, but because avoidance in your life can compound over time. You begin to just avoid things that, you know, are really important to your day-to-day life, and it just becomes secondhand nature to avoid it. Part of why weed is everywhere now is very simple, obviously, because legalization definitely expanded the market. And when something becomes a legal market, companies can promote it. The same way that they can promote alcohol, like Laheni, the same way that gambling apps are promoted, like Kalshi or Prize Picks. Businesses tend to follow incentives. So normalization grows over time and it just becomes a thing that, everybody does. But cultural normalization doesn't automatically mean something that has no consequences attached to it. And that's something I really want you to understand. The honest position is extremely rare in times. Weed isn't the disaster some people once claimed, but it also isn't a completely harmless lifestyle habit for everyone. For some people, it's occasional relaxation. For others, it's quietly become a routine that continues to slow down their progress over and over again. The difference often comes down to the awareness and the discipline of the person that's using it. Most debates about weed are loud and very emotional, I feel. One side tends to exaggerate the danger, and the other side tends to dismiss the risks. The real question isn't what weed is, it's how you deal with it and what's your relationship to it. I've been smoking for a while in my life, and I can tell you there are definitely ups and downs with the sides of weed that it brings you. On some hands, you can tend to feel a lot more relaxed in your days, but then that relaxation over time can turn into paranoia. And you're always wondering, well, while I'm doing this, I could have really been doing something else. My goals have really probably been shifted because I took time out of my day to do this substance than to really focus on what's important. And that would be my goals. You just have to really, if you are wanting to do it, you have to really make it a reward system, get things done in your day and then maybe do it. But I feel like it all leads back and ties back into, is it worth it at the end of the day? Is it worth having something that I'm striving for than just for my success? You know, it's not even a reward system if it's slowing you down. Do you ever really want to be slowed down? I feel like we're all always living at 100 miles per hour, and it can be nice to quote unquote slow down, but is that what we're meant to do? We all probably have dreams and aspirations that we want to get to and tend to, but is slowing down really the answer for that? And there's so many other different ways to relax. There's so many different things you can do. You can meditate, you can read, you can go for a walk. Like there's other things that don't give you that instant dopamine hit that can probably give you a better sense of, I guess, dopamine that you could be seeking. But people are just going to go for that instant quick hit. It's just something to think about, really. What life do you want to really lead in your future? What life do you really want to have for yourself, for your family, maybe? And is weed a part of that? Are these substances a part of that? Do they actually help you? Like, ask yourself these things. Do they actually help you? Do they actually move you forward? Is it actually becoming a monetary problem that you're spending too much on it? Could you have saved a lot more money if you didn't buy it? It's just these things that we want to think about that can really bring us to a better understanding and a better solution in our lives. Thank you for listening, though. I appreciate you.